So we learned last time that we have quarter notes that can go up or down. It's called a quarter note. And then we have a quarter rest that looks like this. Quarter rest. Okay, and we both and they both have one beat. That means we count them once per click on our metronome. Okay, and then we learned that we have a half rest that looks like this. Let me follow our pattern here. Half note that looks like this. This is called a half note. Remember, the head is empty here. And we have a half rest. It looks like this, and usually you color these in. Half rest. And because 2 quarters equals 1/2, this is equal to 2 beats. 2 beats. Okay. Next up, we have a whole note. A whole note looks like this. Whole note. And there's only one version because we can't flip the stem here. And this has a whole rest, of course, because all notes have rest versions. This is called a whole rest. And because this gets 2 beats, this will equal 4 beats. 2 halves make a whole, or 4 quarters makes a whole, so this will get 4 beats. So here's what this means. If we have our measures like this, our bar lines like this, and we have our top number, meaning 4, this means that there are 4 beats per measure. And at the bottom, this will tell us something else. We'll learn about this later, but it basically means that the quarter note is equal to 1 beat. It tells you what note gets 1 click in your metronome. Okay, so 4 means that there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we can fit any combination of these that equal up to 4. So we can do quarter notes. I'll write these with stems down just to save room here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 4 beats right there. And if you count this, it would go bum, 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 just like that. And you could do the same thing with half notes if you fill with only half notes, and you can put them like this, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would go bum, bum, or ba, just like that. So you would count 2 beats per note, and then you could fit a whole note in here. Now we can't fit anything else in here because 4 beats is all we can hold, and this guy's kind of maybe on the fat side, maybe you could say. So this will get 1, 2, 3, 4 beats just like that. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold this out a long time, right? These each get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay? So there's one more we have to talk about. But first, I want to mention one thing about these two. If you look at these two things, maybe the half rest and the whole rest look similar to you. Maybe they look a little too similar and you want to tell them apart, so you can do this. If you imagine there's a little person here, and the rest is his hat, so hat and half kind of sound similar, so you have the HA at least, and so the hat is the half rest, where the whole is the whole rest. If you have a little guy here and he's walking this way, imagine he's walking and eventually he'll fall into this hole in the ground, So whole and whole sound the same because they're homophones, and therefore they're the same here. Okay, so that's easy to tell them apart. Next we have this thing. It looks like this, and I will explain what it is in a second. It looks just like a half note, and in fact it is, but there's a dot on it, so we call it bum, 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 a dotted half note. Dotted half note. And a dotted half note also has a dotted half rest that comes along with it. You just draw a half rest and you put a dot on it. Dotted half rest. Now the question is, how many beats does this get? And here's the rule with dots. You can put a dot on anything, but we're going to start with the half note because it's relatively simple. And a dot, called a dot because it looks like a dot, equals half of whatever it's attached to. Half of whatever it's attached to. So if your half note is 2, just like here. We said half note equals 2 beats. A dot equals half of 2, half of 2, half of 2. And so the dot is equal to, if you convert this, this equals 1. The dot equals 1. And then you simply add them together. 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the dotted half note equals 3 beats. 3 beats. Let's do this in green. Equals 3 beats. Okay. Same thing here. This equals 2. This equals half of 2, which is 1. And it equals 3. Now, let's talk about one more just to drive the dot home. You can have, let's go with this color here. You can have this note. This is called a, you could probably guess, this is called a dotted dotted whole note. Whole note. Dotted whole note. And then you have a dotted whole rest. Dotted whole rest. Now you might be doing the math in your head already, but let's go together anyway. And so we have this, we have this, we have, let's go with this lovely color. This one, of course, equals 4 because whole notes equal 4. This one equals half of 4, so that equals simply 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So a dotted whole note equals 6 beats. 6 beats. Now, if you only have 4 beats available in your measure, for example, this measure is still in 4/4, still in 4, we will not be able to do this. You cannot put a dotted whole note here. This doesn't exist. You cannot do this. It's too big for this. So what you can do is make other music. We'll talk about this later. Maybe you change it so you have 6 beats in a measure, and then if you wanted to fill it with quarter notes, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like that. And then you would have room for your dotted whole note like that, and that would be fine. You'd just label, of course, of such 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this thing would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like that. And there you have the dotted half, the whole note, and the dotted whole note, just like that.